Okay, fine. So Spring Core, Spring MVC, okay, Spring REST, Spring JDBC, ORM. We have many models in the Spring, right? Okay, first base model is Spring Core. Okay, without Spring Core, we cannot develop any Spring-based application. We cannot develop any Spring-based applications. So first one is Spring Core in the Spring module. Okay, apart from that, we have a Spring JDBC, Spring ORM, Spring MVC, Spring REST, Spring transaction. Okay, there are many modules, not only the 7. So if I want to develop any Spring-based application, okay, any basic Spring-based application, definitely I have to use the Spring Core. It is a core module. It's a base module for the Spring-based applications. Okay, so example, if you want to develop any simple desktop-based application by using Spring, okay, I should have the Spring Core. If I want to develop, okay, my application wants to develop to communicate with the database. Okay, to communicate with the database. So I have to take Spring Core plus Spring JDBC or Spring ORM. Okay, so now I want to develop one web-based application, how we did in the serverless in JSP. So I want to go for the web-based application. Then take a Spring Core on Spring MVC. That is fine. And I want to develop web-based application plus that application should be connected with the database. Then Spring Core, Spring MVC, Spring JDBC or Spring ORM. Okay, and I want to develop application with some REST API to communicate to different systems, to different applications. Then Spring Core with the Spring REST. Now it is clear, right? Each one purpose. This is clear, right? Just remember this. To develop simple Spring application, I need Spring Core, Spring JDBC to develop Spring app with DB connection. Okay, ORM also same. We can use JDBC or ORM. Okay, and MVC to develop web application. Okay, to develop web-based application. Spring REST for to communicate to different applications. Okay, to different application, not client to server, not browser to server. Okay, Spring Batch for to design simple batch jobs which running on backend. Okay, transaction for to provide transaction support. Okay, transaction already I told yesterday to commit all at or nothing. Okay, the next one is we have Spring Security. Spring Security. So my application is a web application. I want to provide. Okay, I want to provide some security for that. Everyone should not be login. There should be some specific people who can be authenticate my application. Okay, for that we can use the Spring Security. Okay, these are important. Just try to understand these points. Okay, which module for which purpose? That is the main important thing. Okay, which module for which purpose? Just read one by one, all 8 points. Spring Core for
simple Spring applications to develop.
okay. ORM for DB connection. This is DB connection. Okay. Spring REST for to communicate two different applications. Spring Batch for to design simple batch jobs which is running on backend. Transaction for transaction purpose, I will tell in depth on that later. Security for to provide security for the application. Okay, to provide security for application. Okay, so now tell me. Okay, now tell me, I want to develop application which is desktop based. Okay, desktop means we can access to run main method like that. Plus need DB connection. Plus I need security. So what I need for this purpose, for the task, what are Spring modules I need?
Spring for Spring JDBC.
Okay, Spring Core or
Spring JDBC and Spring Security.
okay, here you can use Spring Core. Second one is DB purpose, we can use JDBC or ORM plus security. Okay, so next question. I need develop an application which is web based that can be accessible to browser. Okay, that is web based. That I need DB connection. That I need database. Also I need security. Secure. Okay. Okay. In that I have some batch jobs also in that application. Now tell me what are the different modules I require for this project.
Spring MVC, Spring JDBC, Spring ORM.
JDBC or ORM. Okay.
Spring Security, Spring Box.
Spring Security, Spring Batch. Okay. This is simple. Just to have it these words, I am telling these examples. Okay. Now today we'll start about Spring Core. Okay. Today I am starting about Spring Core. 1 second. Core we have multiple module, right? So in Spring Core we have multiple things, multiple concepts there. Okay, I told yesterday. Anyone remember in what we have?
By using XML configurations.
Okay,
Spring properties.
Okay, fine. Spring beans, bean life cycle. Okay, configuration, Spring configuration. This is secondary. Main thing is dependency IOC container. When I'm telling about container, just try to remember about solid container. What it does, on what IOC container doing, on dependency injection, auto wiring, okay, Spring IOC containers, auto wiring is fine. So we'll start one by one. Okay, first, to work with Spring core, any Spring framework, we need to download the R files. Okay, example. So for to work with JDBC, we download one jar file. Okay, what is that name?
JDBC-API.
Huh? Servlet.
Servlet-API.
Okay, Servlet-API jar for JSP.
JSP-API.
ఎందుకు అర్థం అంటికి ఐఫన్ ఏపీ యాడ్ చేస్తున్నావా? So for Spring, sorry, for JDBC, we have to download corresponding database version jar file. If we are using MySQL connector jar file. If we are using Oracle, OJDBC. If we are using MongoDB specific jar file. Okay, in terms of Servlet, we have download Servlet-API. For the JSP API jar file, we have to download. For the same like Spring, if you want to work with Spring based application, okay, we need to add that Spring jar files to our class path. Okay, if you want to work with Spring applications, we need to download, maybe we need to add Spring jar files to our project class path. Okay, how to download? Okay, how we download that Servlet-API, Servlet JSP-API, MySQL connector? How we download it? Same like approach. We have to go and download the corresponding Spring jar files. Okay, go to Google. Okay, this is the link I'm pasting. You can directly click Google, or you can take this link. If you want to go to Google, just type Spring jar files download. Okay, from here take any link. In Stack Overflow, I directly say the one link. Okay, go to here. Open this page. In this page, you can see some versions. So Spring version started with the 1.0. How we have a Java version 1.0 to Java 19. Okay, we have many versions Spring also. Spring started with 1.0. Right now, version is 5.3.9. I think there is 6 also came, but it's not published. Okay, we will go for download any version. I'm going for 5.2.9. Okay, you can download any version. So 5.2.9, this 5 series majorly companies using. That's why I'm downloading the pilot version. Okay, 5.2.9. You can download any file. You can download any jar file, different versions, what we want. Okay, up to your choice. I'm going with the 5.2.9. Okay, just click on this 5.2.9 release -dist. Okay, -dist means jar file, distribution file. Okay, if you go for docs file, means this is general Java.class. How Spring is implemented, the source code file we can see in the docs. Okay, if you want to work with Maven, you can use the POM file. So just take gist file. I downloaded already. Okay, I downloaded. Let me check my system. It is, I downloaded 5.2.9 release dist distribution file. Extract this. Those invalid. Okay, extract this. After extracting, we can see multiple jar files. If we want to work with Spring project, how many jar files we want to add? Okay, up to now we see that for servlet only one jar file, for JSP only one jar file, for database only one jar file. But to work with Spring or Spring Boot or Hibernate, for this framework we need to add multiple jar files. Okay, let's accept this. Meanwhile, we go for the topic. Okay, in Spring Core we have multiple topics we have discussed, not only this 5. Okay, if we talk about one by one, first we'll discuss about IOC container. Okay, we'll discuss about IOC container. What is that IOC container? Before going IOC container, what is servlet container? We already completed servlet. What is servlet container? What it does? So servlet container, what it do? It will manage the complete life cycle of the servlet object, servlet class. Okay, as a part of life cycle, it will call init method, service method, describe method. Okay, when it call init method, when it call describe method, when it call service method. These 3 methods will call depends on a situation. Same like IOC container is particular to Spring. Okay, IOC container particular to Spring. This basically manage the complete life cycle of the Spring beans. Whatever classes we are creating in the Spring, those beans will be, those objects will be, life cycle will be managed by Spring IOC container. Okay, the life cycle of the Spring beans will be managed by Spring IOC container. Okay, so what is IOC container? The life cycle of Spring beans, that means Spring classes. Will be managed by IOC container. Okay, what is the manager means? What the manager means? When to create object. Okay, when to create object, creation and injection objects, and destroy. Okay, these are I can call it a life cycle. So the life cycle of the Spring beans will be managed by Spring IOC container. Okay, if you tell to Spring, please create object for this class. How to create? If you tell like that, directly Spring only will create the object. It will inject to our variable. Okay, we'll see more on this while working with the Spring projects. Okay, this is Spring IOC container. So how many types are there? Okay, how many types of Spring IOC containers are there? IOC containers are there. We have mainly 2 types. First one is bean factory. Second one is application context. Okay, bean factory, application context. So bean factory is a class, application context also class. Okay, that means these 2 are all class, but the functionality of this class is to manage the Spring classes lifecycle. Okay, these 2 we can call as a Spring IOC containers. So the first one is old one, no one using in the industry, in the companies. The second one is new one. Okay, what is the main differences between the bean factory and application context? We will see after some days. Okay, right now we cannot understand. So this is the old one, bean factory, application context, and new one. So first directly we'll go for application context, new one. Okay, this is a class. Okay, this is a class and also this is a container, act as a container. It will do the complete lifecycle management of the Spring Beans object. Okay, for this class, let me check this is class or interface that I'm not sure. Just context source code. You see interface, sorry, okay? You see the interface. You can see here. So application context interface, the implementation class are multiple. Okay, we have multiple interface implemented classes. Those classes are responsible to create the to manage the Spring Beans lifecycle. Okay, those are responsible to create or manage the complete bean lifecycle. Okay, so let's talk one by one. So in that application context, what are different classes we have? Okay, we have class for XML application context. Okay, like that we have multiple things. You can see here directly here what are implemented classes. Okay, these are all implemented classes for application context. In okay, for this class, sorry, for this interface, we have multiple implemented classes. In those, all these things are not required. Okay, we'll take only 3 or 4. This is one implemented classes. There is one application context. This also one interface. Okay, we see generally. This is the third one. These many things will not use. File system const XML. Okay, these are few I can say. These basically used for okay to maintain a Spring Bean lifecycle. So application context interface. Okay, application context interface for this implement class are these 4. That means we can use this object as a Spring IOC container. So what is the meaning of interface? It has only requirements. So context tells I am a container. I want to implement this kind of features. Okay, these kind of features. What features? To manage the Spring Bean lifecycle. Okay, to provide transaction security and base it will provide, but not implementation completely. Okay, the main thing here, application context we'll see here are file system. Okay, this XML very rare use. Main important things are these 3. Okay, first one is we'll see application context. Okay, this is implemented class is file system application context. Before that we'll go for actual coding implementation. Okay, we'll see one example how to use application context implementation classes, how to manage the Spring Bean lifecycle. Okay, now I want to discuss one simple example. Okay, I want to discuss simple example. Before that, I told I have one test class. Okay, I want to call maybe that one variable is there int I, one method is there public void m1. Okay, here just I am printing the variable. Now tell me who will create object for this class. This is normal Java class, not Spring Bean. Who will create? Developer has to create the object. Developer has to inject the object variable data, then call a method. Then only proper value will be printed. Okay. But here what we are doing? Creating object and injecting the value. Okay. Next one is calling the method. Calling the method will be taken care by the developer. But what framework will do? So whatever general code, okay, how to create object, how to inject the value, that I will take care. When to call this method, that you will take care. Okay. First 2 part will be managed by Spring framework. Next one, third one, calling the method will be taken care by the developer, because developer know when to call the method, but not framework. Okay, like this, I will create one simple Spring Bean object. Okay, I will tell to Spring please create the object for this and inject the variable. This value inject gadget 20. Then print the this method. Okay, calling this method will take care. Who will do that? The creation of object, injecting the variable. Who will do that? That will be Spring IOC container. Okay, we'll see simple example where first we will create a class. Okay, that class has some variables. Okay, that variable and create an object and injecting values will be do by Spring. Okay, but calling method will do by developer. Okay, this simple example. Okay, same like here, take his test class only. Okay, we'll take test class only. That test class object will be created by Spring IOC container and corresponding method will be called by the developer. Okay, fine. So now I'm telling here this part will be do by the Spring IOC container. Okay, here do by Spring IOC container. So we have to tell to Spring. Okay, how to create object, and how to inject data. Okay, then Spring will be create object and inject data. Okay, Spring means here IOC, always IOC container. Okay, what is the meaning of IOC? Inversion of control. Okay, let's do that first. To tell to Spring container. Okay, to tell Spring container. Okay, manage Spring Beans lifecycle. Okay, we can tell by two ways. There are two ways to tell Spring IOC container to manage the Spring Bean lifecycle. First one is XML approach. Second one is annotations. Okay, XML approach is old one. Annotations is a new one. Why XML approach is old one not using now? Because XML is a separate language. We have to learn, but Java developer they have to implement. Okay, to avoid that, Java people introduce annotation concept. Okay, first we'll see that XML approach. Example, I have a test class. I have a test class. One variable is there. Okay, I'm writing here test class. Okay, test class I'm writing. In that I have one simple string type variable, global variable, string str. Okay, for this I want tell to Spring create object for test and inject the value as welcome to Spring. Okay, I want to inject this value to this str variable. Okay, I'm not creating object. Okay, I am not creating object. Only Spring only will create the object. Okay, that will inject the value to this variable. If I call method public void value of str. Yes, I'm taking some method name. Here printing the printing the SOP. Okay. Now it should print a corresponding value whatever I'm injecting. If I inject the value as hello world, that should print a hello world. If I inject the different value, that should print a different value. Okay. Now I have to tell. Okay, whatever I told, the creation of object, inject the variable data, it will do by the Spring IOC container. To tell this, we have two approaches, XML approach and annotation approach. Up to here clear? Basically, Spring will create the object for class and inject the any global variable data. Okay. To tell like that, we have two approaches, XML approach and annotation approach. First, one example, we see the XML, then we'll go for the annotation. How to tell in the annotation, sorry, in the XML. There are one syntax. There is one syntax is there. The syntax, with the syntax, we have to tell a Spring container. Container, there is one class test. In that class, there is a one variable. Okay. For that variable, inject a one dynamic value, maybe welcome to Spring. Okay. How to do tell like that? There is one XML tags. Bean, ID. I can give any T also I can give test. ID means like reference variable. ID means reference variable. And class, what class? For what class Spring need to create object? That is a test class. Okay, fine up to here. Close bean. Okay, this is syntax to tell about class. In the class, there is one variable, right? For that, in this class, there is a one variable. Okay. To tell about variable, properties tag. Property name. The property name is str. Okay, here property name is str. Variable name. For that variable, what value you have to inject is hello or welcome to Spring. Welcome to Spring. Okay. So this is about simple bin definition. If I have this variable, sorry, this class has another property, another variable. Maybe that variable name I'm taking int salary I'm taking simply. Okay. So value is 10. Sorry, not this. Take another property. Okay. If we have multiple variables, take multiple property tags. Okay. This property about salary. Okay. Value is example 10. This is a way to tell to Spring. There is one class. That class name this. You can use any reference. T or T1, test, whatever. Okay. Test1, whatever. And in that class, we have two variables, str and sal. For str, inject this value. Okay. Assign this value. For proper salary, assign this value. This is a way to tell to Spring IOC container. Then what it will do? What it will do? We have to tell to Spring IOC container. Okay, about this XML file. This is XML file, right? I am giving this file name as some simple XML, maybe spring.xml, simple name. Spring.xml. Okay. Now I have to tell to Spring container, my configuration, whatever I told, for what classes we have to create object. Okay, those configuration is there, someplace, one file, that file, we have to tell to Spring IOC container. So what is IOC container class name? I'm using interface reference. We'll take file system concept or class path, anything. Okay, we'll take class path for now. Okay, this is a class, implement class. I'm using new class path XML application context. Provide your XML file, spring.xml. Okay, this class I'm giving reference CTX. Okay, now it will create object of class path XML, but not test class. And I'm providing a spring.xml file. Here, once we call this method, it will load a Spring XML file. That XML contain which objects, which class configuration, those objects will be configured. Okay. Instead of here class path XML application context, I'll remove this. I'll make the application context CTX is equal to new application new class path XML application context Spring XML. I'll give like this. So is this correct or wrong? Here class path XML object, but I provided application context reference. It is correct or not?
Wow.
Is correct or not?
Not correct.
Reason?
ఆబ్జెక్ట్ క్రియేట్ చేసేటప్పుడు అప్లికేషన్ కాంటాక్ట్స్ తీసుకున్నప్పుడు మళ్ళీ క్లాస్ పాత్ ఎలా అప్లికేషన్
Anyone else? Anyone else? Is correct or not? No idea.
కరెక్ట్ అన్నది ఎందుకంటే అప్లికేషన్ కాంటాక్ట్స్ ఇంటర్ఫేస్ అన్న క్లాస్ పాత్ అనేది క్లాస్.
We can use interface reference to hold child class object. This is correct. Why? Because application context is a interface, and for that implementer class is a
క్లాసెస్.
class path XML application context. Okay, I'm not writing all the name, complete name. But another class, implementer class, I told
file
system. Okay, we have another class name, annotation based. Okay, annotation config XML context, something is there. So it is a valid. So we can use parent reference, maybe parent interface or class for the to hold child class objects. Okay, this is possible. If I reverse, what will happen? If I reverse means what? I'm writing second line. Wait. Okay, I'm writing second line here. See, application context. Like this, I'm writing. Is it okay? Is it okay?
That's right.
58. Line number 58 is correct or not? Application context interface for that child class are class path XML.
ఫైల్ సిస్టమ్.
Another class is file system XML. Another class is annotation config XML. Now tell me, line number 58 is correct or not?
Not correct.
Reason?
We cannot create object for interface.
Okay, correct. You cannot create an object for interface. Okay, fine. So line number 15 are correct. Next one is here. What I am saying, I am creating one container object, Spring container object. For container, I am saying this is XML file. In this XML, I defined for what classes we have to create object and what variables we have to inject. Okay, fine. Okay, fine. So this is bean. If we want to declare multiple beans, example, we have another class test1, or we have another class employee. Okay, example, I have an employee class. Okay, in that employee class, I have one variable emp id. For that, I want to inject. Okay, for the employee class, we have another variable company name, c name. I want to inject start tag. We can write like this. So here I'm telling the Spring container in this XML file, there are configurations I defined. Okay, for the which classes you have to define, we have to create object, we have to inject the variable data. Okay, here multiple beans we have. So these beans we can make it into one. That means we can derive one parent tag beans. You see beans end here. Okay, inside a beans we have each bean tag. Inside a bean tag we have a property. Okay, like that. If you want to declare another bean, inside a beans only declare this. Okay, another class student. Example, I'm saying student that has student name, that has student fee. Student name I'm giving, fee I'm giving 1000. Okay, fine. This is a way to tell to Spring IOC container. For these classes, you have to create object. Okay, inject the variable data. And for the methods, calling methods will take care by developer, because developer knows when to call methods. Okay, fine. We'll start Spring simple application, Spring applications. Okay, come to Eclipse, stays in ADE, create one project. Okay, create same dynamic project. This is web-based, right? Or if it is like standalone, we can create a normal project. Okay, I'm creating one project here. This is normal project, simple project. Okay, I'm creating Spring app 1, first application. Java version 8 I'm taking. Okay, first step. Okay, I'm writing here better. Create first Spring application. I'm giving step by step. After class, I'll upload this into some place and I'll give to you access. Spring first. Okay, first Spring app. Fine. Okay, first step 1. Create a simple Java project. Okay, we already created. Okay, add jar files. Which jar files? Spring jar files to project. Okay, how to add? I told I downloaded already, extracted. This came. Just see here how many jar files are there. Go to lib folder. See how many are there. See totally 63. 63 jar files are there. If we want to work with Spring all modules, here we have a all modules are right. To want to work with all the modules, we need to work with we need to know about 63 jar files. If we only want to work with specific module, Spring Core, we can use the specific jar files. Okay, I'll try to add some jar files. I'm not sure which is not required, which is required, because this manual way of using that I did not understand. Okay, I'll try to add some jar files. Okay, what I'm thinking here, for simple Spring application, we need Spring Core. Okay, Spring Core, Spring Context, Spring Beans. These 3 are fine. Okay, these 3 are fine.
మళ్ళీ ముందు నుంచి చెప్పండి, అంతా వాయిస్ కట్ అయిపోతుంది.
కట్ అవుతుందా? అందరికేనా? ఎవరైనా ఫేసింగ్ సేమ్?
బాగానే అనిపిస్తున్నాను.
Okay, fine. To create simple application, Spring application. Okay, first step is creating a simple Java project. That already we know. Next, add Spring jar files to our project. Okay, what jar files? I told how to download jar files. Link also given here. How to download and extract that jar files. These are the jar files we got after download, extract. Okay, in this all jar files, whichever one is required. Here, this application I'm developing only for simple Spring Core applications. For simple Spring Core application, all these jar files required are specific jar file required. Those I'm telling now. So in this, all the jar files, to develop simple Spring Core application, we need specific core. First one, Spring Beans, Spring Context. First, I'll add these 3 and I'll check. Okay, fine. I'm adding jar files. How to add? Right click. How to add jar files? Right click, source, format. It's not correct, huh? Okay, refactor. delete
Build path.
Build path.
build path, configure build path. Okay, GR8 is already. Okay, go to here, add your jar files. Add your external jar files. Where are those? Download, compressed, downloads. Okay, compressed, Spring 5.2.9. Okay, lib folder, go to here, select one by one. Okay, Spring context. Okay, sort this first. Spring beans I'm adding. Spring context. Spring core. Okay, first I'll see all these three. Why are you doing only one by one? Spring core. Spring context. Spring beans. Okay, I'll try to add all these three. We'll check. I added. Okay, now go and create one simple package. Okay, package I'm creating. Com dot first. Maybe Spring app. Maybe Spring app. Any package you can give. Start tech. Okay. Spring example. I created this package. Here I'm giving the one simple class name. That class name is I'm taking student. Okay, not taking main method. That student has two properties. Okay, what are the properties I'm taking? Maybe that int SID, student ID, string, student name, string, course. Okay, these three properties I'm taking for just for simple example. Okay, I'm not assigning any values. Okay, the values assigning will take care by the Spring IOC container. I'm taking simple method. Okay, public get student data or print student. Print student. Okay, void. I'm printing all these values. Hello, student. Student name and S name. Okay, welcome to course. What is the course name? COURSC. Okay. Welcome to course. Student ID. Okay. SID, not ID. Name is student name is S name. Welcome to the course. Just I'm printing all these values. See, it is created by the Spring iOS container or not. Okay, I told there is an XML file we have to create to configure this class object information. Okay, I'm taking XML file. Okay, XML file is fine. I'm giving file name as a Spring XML. Okay. Okay, this is a source here. Now I'm going to write a code. What code? Just whatever written here. The same configuration I will write in a XML file. Beans ID. Okay, let's start writing. What is the root tag? Root tag is beans. Beans. Bean ID equal to S. I'm giving S one simply. Class. What is the class name? What is the class name you have to create by Spring IOC container? Student class. So if I write student directly, it will not identify because student class, then which package? Com student Spring example. The complete package name also we have to provide. Com student.
Package name Star Tech.
Oh, sorry. Com start tech. Com start tech Spring example. In the package, there is one class student. Okay. In the student, there is some properties. First property is property. How to write property? Name. SID. Value is, what is the value? I'm giving 101. Property closure. We can close directly here. That is also fine. Okay. If we are using multiple lines of property, we can use like this. There is no multiple lines. We can simply close here only. Okay. See here, beans has multiple lines. That is why we started here line number 3, ended here line number 5. Okay. But property, only one property, right? Sorry, property we can define only one line. So we can directly close at the end. So next one, next property is, so S name. Okay. S name is Karthik. Okay. Next one is courses. Okay. This is the way of configuration. So this bin stack, from where it will take? How know Spring Boot or Spring, how knows this bin stack? How it understand automatically? We have to tell by some approaches. There is some schema. Okay, by using some accessory schemas, we have to define we have to tell to Spring. If we want to know about bean property, this tag information, we have to define some URLs. Okay, those URLs I'm sharing to you. I'm writing here. Where it is already copied somewhere. 1 second. It is here. Okay. From here, I'm taking 2 lines, not this one. Bean tag. Okay, this one. I'm taking this, check what is the meaning of this line. Okay, direct line copying because I cannot write these many lines. So here, what I'm doing here, check. I'm giving some URLs here. I'm giving some URLs. What are these URLs telling? This is saying some Spring Framework URLs. What it generally tells, if you want to know about these bean tags, okay, go to this URL and get the bean information, this tag information. Okay. If you know about beans, automatically property will come. Like that, if you want to tell to Spring, we can tell through XML way. Okay. This property tag, beans tag, bean tag, value, name, all this information, there is a configuration is there already. Okay. From this location, you can get it. Okay. Like that way, we can define some XSD information. This is completely about XML language. Okay. This is completely about XML language. We should not know about multiple things about this. Not much important also. Okay. Anyway, fine. Define Spring Bean. Okay. This Spring Bean. I told the Spring IOC container. Okay. Create object for this and inject the values. Okay. How to tell? Okay. How to tell about the XML information to Spring IOC container? First, we have to create a Spring IOC container object. For that, I'm taking a new class, main class or client class. Okay. I'm taking client class here. In that, I'm creating a application context object. Okay. This line I'm taking. See, this application context from which package? OG Spring Framework application context. If you don't add those jar files to our class path, Okay, whatever we added jar files, right? Here you can see Spring, Beans, context, XML, sorry, context, core. If you don't add these jar files, this imports automatically will not come because we added these jar files. This Eclipse, no, these classes are there in these jar files. Okay, imports are already came. How to get imports? Control-Shift-O. Okay, now we loaded Spring XML file. Once this code executed by JVM, okay, what it will do? It will create application context. Application context input we given already Spring XML file. Spring XML file. In that we configure there is a bean class. For that class, 3 variables. Those variables, these are values. Please create. Okay, up to here, Spring IOC container already object created. How to get Spring IOC container? How to get in Spring IOC container? It will create multiple class objects. Not only this. If you configure another 2, example, if I configure these 2, anyway, these 2 classes are not there. These 2 classes are not there. Okay. Example, think these are already available. This assume these are already available. Then these class objects also it will create, right? Okay. These class objects also Spring IOC container will create. Bean ID TT, okay, YT1. Okay. So up to here, what will happen? Up to here, line number 9, it will be executed by JVM. What will happen? It will load application context. Application context responsible to create object for student class. If we have multiple class, those class objects will create. Then it will put into one container. It is a container. That means one box. Think about one box. Technically map. Okay. Technically map. So up to here, it will create one container. In that container, there is one class created. Okay. Container has some map internally. Java it will map object. We know hash map, linked hash map, right? In that, there is one key. Key it will put as a ID. What ID we provided? We provided yes. Reference is yes. Okay. Values, it is a student object. It is a object, student object. Okay. If you create test class object, test reference and test class object. If you create another employee object, reference variable is a E, then the corresponding object. If you want to get, it is a map, right? Already we know this is a map in Spring IOC container. Like that, it will store internally. Okay. Spring IOC container will store the objects in IOC like this in the format. There is one map. In that map, it will store the data. Key as a reference, whatever we provide in, and value as a corresponding object. If you want to get from here student object, how to get? This is map. The map references maybe example CTX and go. This is CTX references. How to get object for the yes student? From map, how to get the value? By knowing the key. I know key, how to get the value from map.
By APIs.
You can provide get method in the map. So in same like that, iOS container, we have a get bean. We have a get bean method. Okay, CTX dot get bean. I'm giving the reference as a yes. Give me this object to me. Okay, here it will give a student. Yes, I know student. In the student object already I know there is one method print student. Yes dot print student. It will execute this method. This method internally printing the student information. What is the ID? What is the name? What is the course? Those values will be injected by Spring IOC container once this line is executed. Once this line is executed, it will load XML file. In the XML file, what is the data is there? What is the class that is configured? Those will be create the object, inject the value. Now object is ready, put into one map. Put into one map. From map, we have to get the data. How to get? There is a method given by Spring on top of the context, application context, get bin method. Get bin method, if you give key, okay, this context has multiple objects with some keys. We want to get some object, provide a key and get the corresponding object. Okay, let's try this in coding. I have a context object. context dot get bean. Which object I need? Student object. So I can give student dot class. Like this, I can give. Another approach is I can give the reference. What reference? I given one reference of in the XML file. This is the reference. Where these two are not available, it will throw error. That's why I'm commenting again. This is the way of commenting XML. This is the way of commenting XML. How to comment in Java code? This is the comment. How to comment multiple lines? This is the multiple lines. Okay, this already you know. I think not covering much. So I know what reference I given in the XML file. This is S. Sorry, this is S. Okay, instead of S, I am giving std student. This reference take here, give here. So it will go to iOS container. What object you created with a key as a std? Okay, std check here. For std student object, get that object. Okay, I am getting the object student. Yes, I'm calling. Okay, directly written object format. We have typecast. Okay, s dot print student. Try this, execute this one. This should print corresponding hello student, SID whatever we given XML file, name whatever given, course whatever given. Run this application and see to run or not. This showing some error. It is telling no class found error. Log factory. I think some jar file we missed. Okay, this understand. We added 3 jar files. Why I am covering this example? Because of Maven. While I am covering Maven, I need to know. You need to know why you should go for Maven. Okay, I added 3 jar files. Still saying there is something missing. Okay, some class is missing. Go here and search. Try to understand what is missing. Okay, directly you cannot understand. Try to observe what jar files are there. JDBC, JMS, message, ORM, webflux, MVC. Okay, message not required. Expression may be required. I'll add expression here. I'm not sure. Just I'm randomly adding. Spring expression. Okay, I added and try to run this again. We'll see it will come output or not. Still saying some error. Log factory is not found. Okay, what else missed here? Context already added. Beans added. Aspect already added. OOP. Context. Expression. Instrument. JCL. JDB is not required. JMS. Test. TX. MEC. Okay, whatever main things already added. Okay, I'm not understanding what is exactly missing. So what I will do randomly, I don't know what I added, what I missed. So in that case, I should only one approach I have. Delete all these things. 1 second. Web MEC. Okay, let's search this exception in the Google. Okay, what Google can suggest. It is saying some jar files is missing. Commons jar file. Commons login. Okay. Commons login not given by Spring directly. You have to download manually. Okay. Okay. Commons login visitor. Just download this Commons login. Here somewhere you see the link also. That is not available. That means our Spring application indirectly, it is depending on some other dependency files. Okay, I'm downloading this. tar file, zip file, fine. Okay, go to here and extract. This observe issue, not about exception. Okay, we are missing some jar file, that is why application not running. Okay, we don't know what jar file we need to add. Okay, how to solve this? That I will tell how to solve that. Go again this project, right click, build a path, add XML jar files, commons login, added. This saying again, Spring XML file does not exist. Why it is not exist? Passing exceptional, class paths, class not found exceptional. This saying Spring XML file not exist. Why? What is the reason? What is the reason? It is there spring.xml file. Class path XML. It should be loaded. I will check what is the reason. We have to place in different place. Now run this. Beans while creating error. Okay, just observe this error. Error creating bean object SID defined in the class path XML. Error setting the values. Next exception is invalid property SID. Okay, invalid setter method. Does it parameter setter? Okay, we need to create setter and getter. Okay, I forgot that. How it will create? It will calling some setter methods. Right click here.
Hello. Cheppu.
Right click here and create a setter and getters. Source, generate setters and getters. Okay, what is saying? While injecting the object, how I can inject? There is no constructor directly, argument constructor. So how I can inject? So I'm telling use this method for every variable. For inject SID value, there is one set SID method. To inject SNAME value, there is one SNAME method, set SNAME. Like that, I am creating some method, setter methods. Okay. Now I'm calling the method again. See, now we got output. Hello student, ID 101, name is Karthik. Welcome to course Spring Framework. So here what happened? Spring XML file. Okay, Spring XML file will configure how to create an object. In anywhere here, see the code, our code. We manually created Spring object. It is not a creating object. We are getting object. We are getting object, not creating object. Okay, creating means we should use the new keyword. Okay, so Spring already created student object. By providing the key, I can get a student object from Spring iOS container. Now I can call a method. Okay, in that method, what I'm doing, I'm printing the SID, SNAME, and course. These values who injected on from where data injected in the XML will configured. There is one class. Okay, for that class there is properties. For the properties, inject these values. Okay, now we'll write one more class. We'll write one more class, employee. Okay. Okay, employee main method not required. I'm taking the same variables. Int EID, string, ename. These two are fine. Okay. Now I need to create setter getters. Why required? To inject the object. How it will inject? It will inject by constructor or setter methods. Constructor we did not define, so we can provide a setters. Okay. If you want to define constructor, okay, previously we injected through setter methods. Okay, property means, what is the meaning of property? What is the meaning of property? Property means inject a value for this variable by calling setter method of that particular variable. By calling setter method, it will inject the object. That means this is a variable name is SID. There is one method set SID. Okay, there is one method set SName. There is one method set course name. That internally it will convert like this. Whatever variable we provided, that variable with set that variable name. First letter is caps. For the name, set name. Set method name. Like this, there are some methods are there in the class, in the which class? Student class. By calling this method, you can inject the value like that we are saying. We have a constructor. We have a constructor. How to inject the constructor value? Property for setter. Property tag for setter. For constructor, what is the way of inject the constructor? Can we inject or not? Okay, fine. I'm writing on employee class. In that, I'm creating constructor. Okay, constructor int EID, comma, string name. Okay, here what I'm injecting, this dot EID equal to EID. Okay, this is the way of injecting through constructor. Okay, this constructor concept I'm not going much, but right now in this employee object I'm injecting through constructor, but in the student object I injected data to setter methods. Okay, to inject through setter methods I use the property tag. Okay, this is property tag. I told property tag for to inject data through setter method. To inject data through constructor, there is separate tag is there. Okay, what is the tag name? Just I'm removing this.
Bean tag.
Bean tag for define a class. Bean tag for to define a class. Okay, I have one employee class. Reference is employee. I'm giving reference variable. Class is employee. Employee class where it is available? In particular package. That package name is what? This is the package name. Employee. Okay. In that, what is the first variable name? First variable name is EID. Second variable name is ename. So to inject those through constructor. Through constructor, how to do that? There is separate tag is there. Constructor-org. Constructor-org. In that we can define. Our constructor variable names. Okay, what is the first variable name? Constructor-org. Name. What is the first variable name? EID. What is the value? I am giving 102. Okay, we have another variable. Okay, we have another variable. For that, say and repeat the tag constructor-org. Name is variable name, name. Value is okay. This is the way of injecting constructor. Let's see it will work or not. Okay. Anyway, in the main class, see that I created application context object. I provided input file where it is configured. Now we loaded student object. Now I want to get a employee object. Okay. Right now in the container, we have two objects. One is student object, one is employee object. Student object contains some data, employee object contains some data. Now I want to get employee object. How to get? We have to call context dot get bean method. Provide reference variable, whatever is given, get the corresponding object. Okay, same as how we got in a student object. Okay, fine. Okay, fine. So now I'm getting the object student dot maybe context dot get bin. What is the reference variable name? I given an XML file for employee. What is the reference variable name for employee? Respond, bro.
EMP.
Okay, EMP are given. Okay, I'll get a EMP object. E employee. Okay, employee E or EMP. I had to typecast because by default it will give a object format. Object to employee format. I have to typecast. Sorry, it is employee. Okay, fine. Now I got employee object. In employee object, there is no methods. I'm going to write one method to print these two. Same method, public. We copy from here. Print employee. Print. Hello, employee. ID is EID. Name is ename. Okay, welcome to Spring course. Okay. Welcome to IOC. Okay, I got a object from Spring IOC container here. Now I'm going to call a method. How to call? emp dot print employee. Now see it will work or not. We got employee ID 102, name Subbu, welcome to IOC container. So how we define, where we define 1002, Subbu, these things, these are in the XML file. Okay, here main thing technically understand what to inject a variable through setter method. We used to call property tag. To inject variable data to constructor, we need to use the constructor-org. Okay, is clear up to now?
Yes.
Clear.
So in Spring, who will create object?
IOC container.
Spring IOC container. Okay, who will call methods or custom methods? Developer will be called. Okay, iOS content don't have capacity to call the methods because that iOS content don't know how to call when to call these methods. Okay, how to create application context object? What are different classes we have? Application, for that we have a multiple implemented classes. What are those? These are main three important ones. Class path XML, file system XML, and annotation config web application context. So when to choose what? So our XML file, whatever we define XML file is there in our class path. Class path means within our code. Okay, it can be readable directly. Class path means what? That can be available to our project. We can use the class path XML application context. File system means my XML file is there in different location. Okay, different location means I'm taking into some different location in read drive. I'm placing here. Not coming. Copy paste again. Copy. I pasted here. Okay. So now application context file configuration file is there in our different location, not in class path. I'm deleting from the class path. In the project location, I deleted. If you run this, what will happen? It will throw error. The corresponding XML file not available. Corresponding XML file not available. not found. Okay. To tell this is not in class path, this is in different location anywhere in our project, our system. To tell, we can use this class, file system application context. Okay, now load this. Where is this file? This file is at this location, D drive. Go to take this location in D drive. This file is there. Go and get. So now file system XML application context can able to load this file. Okay, this is only difference. File system application context. This annotation based, I told the configuration of the Spring Beans can be done by two ways. One is XML, another one is annotation. When we go for annotation, we can use the annotation config web application context. Okay, that I'll discuss maybe 1 or 2 days back later. Up to here, fine.
Yes.
Can you create this object, maybe this application your own? Can you try for tomorrow?
ఓకే అన్న అన్న స్ప్రింగ్ ఎక్స్ఎంఎల్ ఒకసారి ఇవి ఎలా తీసుకోవాలి ఇప్పుడు స్క్రీన్ ఆల్రెడీ షేర్ అయింది కదా
అర్థం కాలేదు
సార్ కోడింగ్ కదా
ఓకే కోడింగ్ 1 సెకండ్ చెప్పు XML ఫైల్
XML ఫైల్ అన్న
ఓకే దిస్ XML ఫైల్ what doubt
లైన్ నెంబర్ 1 2 3 అదే మనం ఎలా తీసుకోవాలి స్కీమాస్ కానీ స్ప్రింగ్ అని వాయిస్ వినపడడం లేదు అసలు
Karthik, so go to download, go to that browser, type Spring XML configuration example. Okay, take any link, not only first one. Here they provide one simple example. From there you can copy that XML schema, that 2 lines. Okay, this XML schema tells what this corresponding beans tags, property, constructor org. Okay, these are all from what, where, how can understand, how Spring can understand. So from this location, it will get that this beans information, this tags information. Okay.
ఎవ్రీ టైం అవే తీసుకోవాలన్నా ప్రతిసారి
ఎవ్రీ టైం అంటే మనం ఓన్లీ ప్రజెంట్ ఏంటంటే స్ప్రింగ్ కోర్ ప్రాజెక్ట్కి సరిపోతాయి 2-3. ఓకే, ఈ 2 లైన్స్ సరిపోతుంది. సో వెన్ వీ గో టు స్ప్రింగ్ ఎంబీసీ, Spring security, Spring transaction, we have to add more. Okay, just for example, I'm showing here Spring MVC XML configuration example. Take this one only, first one. Okay, see here how many? Only 2 or many? For MVC, we have to add one more because for MVC there is different tags. MVC tag, this annotation icon driven context, from where Spring understand these tags. We have to, for context, see here. For context, see line number. Where is this? Context line number last. Here you can see right context. It will go from context this location and get the context tag information and it will understand. Okay, if we add Spring security, we have to add some more. If we add some transaction, we add some more this kind of URLs, SSD. This we can call SSD. This is completely XML language. Okay, this is not much important. Just practice 1 or 2. Just practice 1 or 2. That's fine. Next, we'll go for Spring annotations. That is important. Okay.
Okay.
Okay. Any doubts?